Hollywood Oscar night at the Brad Chiet Fuel viewing party at the Next Door Lounge. We have next Jody and a couple of survivors and some guests here that she's going to be interviewing. So I am, without any further ado, I am going to turn it over to Jody Hobbs, president of SIA, here at the Oscar party. I'm the PodBrother. Stick with me. You know what time it is. Jody.
Oh, hi. Sorry about that. We were all involved in conversation. Oscar night here. And I'm here with Nicole McCarthy and Carmilla. I always say her name wrong, so I just wanted to make sure I got it right. Carmilla. And Nicole is an institutional abuse survivor, but she is also a therapist. So she has, out of the abuse that happened to her, she has overcome that, and now she is doing therapy and helping other abuse victims. And I'm so proud to know her. And she is also helping us launch the SIA Virtual Wellness Center. She's part of the committee that we established of therapists that is going to be out there helping institutional abuse survivors. And I'm just so thrilled to have you here and be a part of this.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
I wanted to get your take on when Josh won. How did that make you feel for a screenplay? Josh and Tom McCarthy.
I felt really proud that Hollywood would really honor people that have been victims of institutional abuse, and in addition, that it took a lot of really gutsy journalists to bring this story to light. And how, even though what was really inspiring to me is that no matter, even they had so many obstacles, they kept on persevering. They kept on going and persevering until their voices were heard. And that was with SNAP. And similar to SIA, Survivors of Institutional Abuse, it's like we are going to make our voices heard.
We are, and we're going to protect the most vulnerable of our society. And, one thing that I wanted to talk to you about is I myself am a sexual abuse survivor, and I know that that's something that you have had happen. And it was the institution of your family that this took place. And I want you to talk a little bit about that and just share a little bit about that.
Well, I wasn't in an institution like many of the survivors of that inspired the movie Spotlight. An institution can be anything. It could be your family. It can be a religious organization. It could be a government organization. And one of the reasons why I decided to support Spotlight was because it dives so much into the sexual abuse, and it's something that a lot of people in society are just not well aware of, or they don't want to acknowledge. And I believe that this is an opportunity for people to start opening their eyes that this is a big problem. This affects the lives of our children and even us, the lives of adults. It takes a big toll on us as we grow older. And matter of fact, I'm still facing trauma. I'm still on the road to recovery. It's not something that you just get over so lightly, or it's not something you just simply get over. And that's the one thing that really frustrates me about society. They take that so lightly. But I'm hoping that as people begin to watch the film, and I'm so glad that Hollywood finally decided to create a movie on something like it's so rare. Like, you hardly ever hear about a movie that talks about abuse like that. But I'm glad that they're finally putting the spotlight on it, so that way people can start being aware of the situation. And so I just wanted to thank the cast and crew. Hollywood, you guys actually did it. And Spotlight, I really wish you well on the nominations for tonight. Congrats, by the way.
Yeah, I am so happy that this movie is out and that we're actually taking a look at this type of abuse and how impactful it can be on an individual throughout their life. And not only the individual, but the entire family. The entire family, when there is some kind of abuse that happens, it impacts the entire family. And so what we're here to say is enough. We need to protect our most vulnerable, and we need to put laws in place to protect our most vulnerable. And we need to help those who have already had it happen to them. And that's why we have the SIA Virtual Wellness Center. I'm so thrilled that both of you are here, and thank you so much for being a part of SIA.
Thank you, Jody, for all you do. I mean, we're absolutely, SIA's, like I said, is going to be similar to SNAP, and we're going to bring awareness to and help the most vulnerable for all victims and survivors of institutional abuse. There's help out there. There's hope.
You know, I just wanted to say institutional abuse can happen in a government facility, a private run facility, churches, group homes, residential treatment, foster care, prison, juvenile hall. I mean, anywhere there's an institutional setting, that is where the abuse can occur. And the abuse can be either sexual, physical, or mental, psychological. And so it's important for us to understand that this is happening today, right now, and we need to make a difference. So, Nicole, where can we find you with your private practice?
I'm actually on Psychology Today, and I'm under Nicole Esther McCarthy at LCSW, Licensed Clinical Social Worker at Psychology Today, and my practice is in Woodland Hills, California. I also practice at Kaiser, but in addition, I work with survivors of institutions in my private practice.
Thank you, Nicole. Hey, where can we find you on the internet?
You can go to my Facebook, Carmilla Cruz, and although I don't have a professional page, I am still a big advocate about sexual abuse, and I'm so glad that in hearing about the movie Spotlight, I was able to find the survivors of institutional abuse, and so I'm very glad that I'm finally finding an organization that focuses on helping so many people who have been victims of abuse. And so thank you so much for your time and everything that you do.
Of course. You know, I was talking a little bit about you to your father, and he was saying that you have a budding career. Tell us what you're doing. Tell us what's going on with you.
Right now, my major is in psychology. I plan on getting my bachelor's in 4 years. And on the side, I perform. I performed in places like Universal Studios, Six Flags Magic Mountain, Busch Gardens. I'm actually pursuing acting as well in Hollywood, and I do things every now and then on the side, but my greatest passion in life is helping those who don't have a voice.
All right, thank you so much. And of course, you know where to reach us, sia-now.org, and you can also reach us on Twitter and Instagram at SIA Organization, both places. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Jody. Thank you, ladies. That was awesome. We're here in Hollywood at the Fuel Chiet viewing party, Oscar party. I'm the PodBrother. You know who you are. We'll be right back with more people, more fun, more food, more drinks, more hugs, and more loves. All right, we'll be right back. Peace.